guys, what's up? It's Reya here and I'm here to answer your questions about behind the scenes moments of Star Magic 30's Beyond the Stars US tour. If you love your favorite Capamilia artists, you probably have seen me during the media cons. Like this moment.
You know, a lot of you guys are saying, yeah, New York or LA, I want to visit those places. But you know, San Francisco is such a unique place that I know all of you guys will love and will become a favorite. So see you guys in the Bay.
I'd love to go to San Francisco. Actually, that's one of my.
Let's go party, Donnie. Let's go party. I got you.
Let's go party.
Let's go.
You have to ask permission from Belle first, Reya.
Belle, you're invited too. Let's go, sis.
Looking forward to that.
Okay po.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes, if you remember that moment, you would know that that was me. And yeah, no, that led to so many wonderful opportunities that I'm happy to share with you all. The first question that I got is, how did I get this opportunity? Well, when they announced that, you know, Star Magic was going to come to the United States and was going to perform in New York, LA, and then San Francisco was added after that, I was like, you know what, is there any way like I can work at this event? Like, it would be really cool because I wanted to like expand on my creativity. And then I was talking to like my other MediaCon friends like Adrian Pangilinan and Nicky Arambolo, and they were like, let's see how we can collaborate for this event. So mad props to Adrian because he was the one who sent like an email like out of the blue to like ABS-CBN saying like, hi, you might know us, like let us know if you want us to do content creation for you guys or do interviews. And then like we didn't hear back from them. Like it was like noted, they noted that like we wanted this opportunity, but then they came to us like I think in June where they're like, hey, okay, what do you guys have in store for us? And you know, the meetings with ABS-CBN was like so intense because they're like, because come on, they're like trusting like 3 creators that they've never like met in person before, like with their artists. And like we had to persuade them. It was like I was back in college and I was having a debate. Like that's how intense it was. The hard work and the brain power like pulled through because it eventually led to working with your favorite Star Magic artists. But we wanted to share a different perspective of these artists to show like, hey, like, you know, these are regular like people like you and me, and you know, like they have the same interests as you guys, like they have the same mannerisms, and you know, like you can probably resonate with all these artists. So that's why we were there to cover this event. Another question I got was, who was the first artista that you met and that you saw? The first artista that I saw, like on the first day, was Gigi Delana. Like she was getting breakfast and I was having breakfast with like the mix team, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Gigi Delana. Like you don't know how big of a fan I am. I like watch all her like covers with the Gigi vibes, and I really loved Hello Heart. Hello Heart is one of my favorite series of all time. So like, bakit nga ako makakita? Like seriously, I love Gigi Delana so much. But I didn't like meet her at that moment. I met her like in LA. But the first artist that I met was actually a group. It was Sab, AC, Leanne Kyla, and Angela Kent. And shout out to Nino, he introduced me to those 4 talented ladies. Like, oh, they were so welcoming. They were like so happy. It was like probably 8:30 in the morning and they were just like laughing. Like that's the type of vibe you want to be around. I also got asked, can you give a full rundown on your time with the artistas? So if you want like a timeline of what happened, I started working with the artistas on a Wednesday. They had their show on a Friday. On Wednesday we went around San Francisco. For that San Francisco trip, it was Kyle, Janine, Leanne Kyla, Carlo Kino, Charlie, and John Bell. And we went to Twin Peaks, Golden Gate Bridge, Palace of Fine Arts, and with Fisherman's Wharf. Then after that, like we had to go to Serramonte, which is like, it's a mall in Daly City. Except for Don Bell, it was Katy Lex, Andrea, Maurice. On the second day, like the first half, like in the morning, I was like editing. I didn't really go like out with the artistas until like in the afternoon where we did like 99.7. Shout out to 99.7, like Big Reed and Carla, because they were so welcoming, and then they welcomed Kyle Lichari, Sab, AC, and Lauren Wong into their space, and it was just a fun time. And then Friday was the show, so they were doing rehearsals for like half of the day, and then it was showtime. It was fun to witness that. Next day, we went to Pistahan in San Francisco, and that's when like we rode the parade floats. Like Mix had their own parade floats, and then like I Want TFC had theirs, so the artistas were split up depending on like what type of vibe they like work with. And after the parade, AC, Sab, and Angela Kent, like they performed for the mixed hour at Pistahan. Then after that, they went to LA. After the LA show, I went down to Yamashiro's for the Star Magic 30 mixer, and that was very fun. And that was it. I got a question that says, share your funniest moment from Beyond the Stars. I think the funniest moment that I had was when we were at the Golden Gate Bridge, we were about to leave, we were in the car, and we were gonna go to the Palace of Fine Arts. I was in the car with Carlo, Kyle, Janine, and Leah and Kyla. Like Janine was like, what's the Palace of Fine Arts? Now, there was not a lot of people who could explain it correctly, so like I like chipped in. And I was like, oh, like have you seen like On the Wings of Love? It's like, it's placed in San Francisco. And then, you know, Kylie Charlie was like, you know, Reya, I was in that show. I was like, yeah, you were in that show. Like, I was just like a cool moment, and it was so funny to me because it was like yo, like I totally forgot he was on that show, and like it was just a trip because like I watched Otwall, and like he was definitely on the show. Out of all the stars, who were you close with? It really depends on the situation. First day, I was just doing my job, so I was just getting to know the artist. But then, you know, like as you were going around with the artist, like you start to like talk to them. So the artist that I was close to was Sab. Like me and Sab, oh my god, Sab is just a funny girl. Like the vibes are there. Like she'll match with your vibes. If you're awkward, she'll match with the awkwardness and like make it funny, and then you can bond with the awkwardness. Or if you're cool, she'll be cool, and if you're funny, she'll be hella funny. And I think that's what, you know, that's why me and Sab clicked a lot, because like it was just a fun time when I was with Sab. We were on the parade float for Mix, and then we were next to City Hall in San Francisco. If you know City Hall trivia, you know that's where Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio got married. So she was like, what's that building? And I was like, oh, that's City Hall, like people get married in there. And then like I was like, oh, like yeah, like Marilyn Monroe got married. And then she was like, you wanna get married? And I'm like, yeah, let's get married. So like she's my wife. I'm joking, like, but that's how funny she is, that's how chill we are. This is a good question that I got asked. What's the decision making behind the music that you pick? Well, if you followed me before I worked with Star Magic, you've probably seen the story. I was like, hey, I'm working with a group of artists, and I would love to like highlight rising or established artists, like their songs. Like let me know if I can use your music. The reason why I went that route is because, you know, it's so hard pushing music out there. Like here I am, I have a podcast, and like I'm trying to push it out, and I don't know if people like watch it, but you know, I'm gonna still push it out. So like I wanted to push these rising artists' work because, you know what, it has to be heard. Like it has to cross over. That's how you get like a lot of people to like recognize your work and to like want more. I wanted like people in the Philippines and beyond to be like, oh my gosh, like there's artists that like have good music and they're not even from the Philippines, they're from the United States, and oh my god, they're like Filipino too. And like I hope that worked, and I think it did, because a lot of people love Giselle's Back to You. And for the longer videos, I used like disco cha-cha music, and the reason why I put that is because it's an attention grabber that I knew that, you know, hey, if you're scrolling on like Instagram and you hear the music, like most likely you haven't heard that music in like a few years, because no, we haven't been really partying in a few years, we haven't been cha-chaing in a few years. So yo, let me play it. It's like it's a hook where people like stay because they want to hear music, and then with that music it comes with a video, and it's a good video. And oh my gosh, I am like very proud of myself because of that, because it exposed a lot of people here in the United States to these artists, to know like, hey, there's like entertainment from the Philippines that, you know, it might be cool for you to check out. And like these artists, like they're doing so well in the Philippines, but it'd be cool to see them cross over here some way, somehow. In regards to content creation, I got asked, what's the story behind Gigi teaching people how to say nga? Well, background. I got exposed to Gigi by her singing Bakit Nga Ba Mahal Kita. Like, I did not know that that song existed until she sang it. And I was like, oh my god, I love this song so much. And when it came time to interview her for her like first interview to announce like all the amazing things she was gonna do towards the end of 2021, like no, she was gonna have an album, and then she also was doing some Christmas type of special. I was asking people on my like Instagram, how the heck do you say nga? There was one particular person who would teach me how to say nga, and like even though I'm like, yeah, I got it, like I did not get it. And like there would be instances on my Instagram that I'd be like, Bakit nga ba mahal kita? Like I would say nga like nga, like a cat. And like this one particular person that I know, he was like, that's not how you say it. So he was teaching me how to say nga for like the longest time, and I couldn't get it, and I don't know if I still get it. When I finally met Judy at Yamashiro, I was like, she didn't know what I was doing and why I was there. I approached her and I was like, hey, like, you know, it'd be cool if you teach us how to say nga correctly. She was like, what do you mean? Like, why do you want me to teach people how to say nga? Because I told her, like, you know, a lot of people in the United States, like, they love your music, and you know, they love like what you do and your covers, and they love Bakit Nga Ba Mahal Kita, but they don't know how to say nga correctly. And she was like, so how do people say it? Nga. And then she started laughing, and it's amazing that she was so open to do it and put her comedic like vibes into it. Like, come on, like who gets that? Like, that was so unexpected. Like, I love Gigi Delana so much. Like, she's really, oh my god, she should be a comedian. Like, that's how funny she is. So funny. You know, it's like kind of weird because people in the Philippines, they didn't understand why I made that video, but then like people in the United States, they were like, Reya, that was the best video I've ever seen. Like, they appreciated it, and I'm like, I to be honest, I made that for myself, but if it helped you, let's do it. What was your favorite video to create? A favorite of mine that was so fun to create was Donnie and Kyle's Kabigan video, because I wanted to show how they are as buddies. I seriously hope that they can make like a friendship movie. Like, it would be so dope if they did something like 21 Jump Street or Rush Hour, and you know, it'd be cool if Edward Barber was in it, because it was like, seriously, it was so hilarious to follow them around. And no, you don't really see a friendship like that. Thoughts on Edward Barber? Edward Barber is such a cool guy, like, and he's so spiritual, and you know, I wish the best for him. I wish that he gets to do whatever he wants to do in the future, because he really deserves it. Like, did you guys see the video like of him doing prayer? Like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, I've never seen someone do prayer like that. I hope he pursues whatever he wants to do in the future. Share a story with Janine. Janine is so nice and sweet. Everybody's sweet, but like, she's like one of the sweetest people that I met. It's so funny because she like talks like, hi, how are you? Hi. And then like when she sings, it's like so powerful. But one story that I have with Janine is when we were like waiting for a car, she comes up to me and she was like, you're from here, right? And I was like, yes, I am. I'm from here. And she was like, do you know where I can shop Prada? And you know, like, I'm like, damn, this girl has expensive taste. And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, it can be an outlet store. I'm like, I don't know if there's outlets around San Francisco, but you know, I'll let you know. And then yeah, I let her know it was like an hour away, and she's like, oh, dang it. And I was like, yeah, I'll help you out to see if there's any Prada stores in LA, because she spent a lot of time in LA, and hopefully she got her Prada purchase that she wanted. I don't know, but Janine, if you see this, I love you. My next question asks, what are my thoughts on Katy Lex? Katy Lex is very cute. Like, you know, touring for like what, 2.5 weeks, and you're like doing immersion camps, and you're not with family, and you're working. Like, I would want that support, like with someone. Yeah. And they were very nice, and no, very talented too. When they sang Every Summertime at Yamashiro's, I was jamming even though I was recording. I was like, okay, she got the vocals, and like they were into it. Like, that's what makes a really good like group, you know, like when they really love their music and they enjoy each other's company, and that's how magic happens. Like, to be honest, I didn't understand the hype about Carl Aquino until working with him, and I was like, I understand the hype now. What do you think about Don Bell as a love team and individually? As a love team, I'm trying to be careful with what I say here, because like, you know, like, I don't want to get in trouble. Is Direct Lauren Kuya? I did ask him that question when he was about to leave, and are you going to ASAP Las Vegas? In regards to covering it,